Hey y'all, this is Amanda and welcome to my Texas Zone 8A garden, and today we're going to be doing a number of things including harvesting flowers. We're going to do a little bit of planting of some perennials for, oh my gosh, that was a monarch butterfly just flew by. We're going to be planting some perennials in the raised gardens, and we're going to be doing a little bit of shopping for some new containers. Okay, so I forgot to press the play button, so you guys have already missed the Queen Lime Orange, but I'll show you what those look like in a minute. Right now I'm over here by the Mission, the Giant Mission yellow marigolds, and basically I'm cutting off some of the spent blooms at this point to encourage more growth. I let them go a little too long without trimming them. And so I do have some that don't look as great. And then I'm also going to be harvesting some stems for some arrangements as well. You can, I believe these are cut and come again marigolds. I think marigolds are. So the more you deadhead and cut on them, the more blooms you're going to get from them. The first blooms were massive. They were absolutely gorgeous. I would say the second round of blooms is a little smaller, but still beautiful, just beautiful. And so I really enjoyed arranging with them. Okay, next I'm going to be harvesting some of these white polar bear zinnias. They're absolutely beautiful. These came back from seed from last year. And I really want to make sure that I begin planting more and more white zinnias because I really enjoy them. And it's something that I kind of forget about each year, truthfully. These are actually missing some leaves, so I think they might have somebody munching on them. Not sure though. But I do really love white zinnias. I get distracted by all the beautiful colors and forget to put things like neutrals and whites into my garden. But if you are planting zinnias, definitely make sure you plant some white in there because they go with so many different things. So beautiful. And these are kind of older zinnia blooms. And so a lot of them have a little bit of brown in the center, which I actually absolutely adore, actually. And I think they tie in really nicely with autumn arrangements because they have that touch of brown in them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and harvest this area pretty hard because these are all going to be pulling out right now, which I know y'all are like, what? But they have a lot of powdery mildew at this point, and they are definitely slowed down on their production. And these are all Queen Lime Red zinnias over here. And I want to plant some perennials back over in this portion of the garden. So I'm going to harvest these really well. And then I'm going to cut back all the plants in here and get ready to plant something new. So then while I'm over here, and now that I've harvested those zinnias, I'm going to go ahead and cut these plants down to the ground. I'm going to leave the roots in there. These are annuals. They're not going to come back next year, but the roots will rot in the soil and they'll add nutrients. Also, while I'm right here, I'm going to go ahead and harvest some of the green dragon cress. This has been really easy, fun to grow. I just tossed the seeds out. Did beautiful, and this is a great foliage for cut flower arrangements. And then finally over here, I have Ruby Moon hyacinth bean growing over here. And I have a lot of these beautiful stalks of beans, which are just stunning. So I wanted to harvest some of them for some arrangements. Each of these beans will give you more seeds for growing this again in the future if you're interested. I've really enjoyed them. I think the dried beans are beautiful. I think the purple beans are beautiful. Kind of getting to the end of the season on these. Okay, and one more thing to harvest over here. I'm going to harvest some Hot Biscuits amaranthus. And just like my red spike amaranthus, these definitely suffered from spider mites this year. So I had to give a really hard cut back. And they did come back with a vengeance once we got a little bit of rain, which was really nice. And this coloring is just so unusual. I really love it. Amaranthus does reseed itself each year. However, this garden is getting changed around, so I'm not sure how much of this I'll actually have next year. But it's been fun while I've had it. Okay, here's my bucket that I collected. We have the green dragon cress, white polar bear zinnias, giant mission yellow marigolds. This is the orange queen lime zinnia, red queen lime zinnia, ruby moon hyacinth bean, and hot biscuits amaranthus. So these will go beautifully into an arrangement. Okay, so over here on the back part of the raised gardens under the willow tree, which don't be fooled by the willow tree. This actually does get quite a bit of sun. It's just the willow tree is extra full right now, but it takes a while for it to get there in all actuality. And the soil over here is in really good shape. The soil level hasn't really dropped very much in this bed. So what I'm going to be doing is planting 2 perennials for cut flowers over here. The first one I'm planting is called Baltonia Snowbank, and it's masses of white flowers in late summer until frost, which... yeah, this says Baltonia. All right, it's kind of like a daisy looking type of flower. And it's about 4 to 5 feet tall, so pretty tall. Now, these are for bluestone perennials, and they actually come with kind of this biodegradable wrap around them, which has tons of roots and stuff, and the roots are coming out from it. So it's kind of easy because you can just get it nestled down in there, no problem. Very easily. And I added some plant tone, you know, so that it'll have some fertilizer. But, you know, in some of the raised beds, I've gone ahead and added some more compost. This guy is nice and full and lush, and so I don't really feel like it needs it at this point. The other perennial I'm planting over here is David Phlox, and it is a white phlox and very prolific. Very fragrant, giant sparkling white flowering clusters midsummer into fall, and it is about 2 to 4 feet tall. And I'm really hoping that it like literally covers, both of these cover both of the ends or corners of this garden bed. So super simple to get these planted in here. Trying to get a lot of my perennials planted now during the fall. That's the best time. And that gives them time to establish roots so that they can have early blooming in the spring. So I am tucking my tags down here with them really well, and then I'll get these watered in real quick. My hose doesn't stretch all the way over here. I need to get a longer one. So at the very end of this, I have to water by hand. But I have drip lines in here, so it's just right now, it's initially. Okay, so I've got that wrapped up, harvested some flowers, got a couple of perennials planted. So now we're gonna run over to Home Depot and look at kind of some mid-sized containers that I'm wanting for the side garden. Okay, so a couple of you had asked about asters available. These are over at Home Depot. I just wanted to show you guys. These are perennial in our particular area. They're good to -30 degrees, and they are a fantastic alternative to mums. So check them out if you're interested. And then I was super drawn to these beautiful deep red tones of pansies. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. I thought the price was pretty good, but we are at about the time to start planting pansies. These dianthus were beautiful as well. I loved the larger blooms, and I thought they looked gorgeous. Okay, so I'm looking for a container that is lightweight but looks like concrete. I'm immediately drawn to this. I kind of like the square look of it. I like the look that it looks like concrete, but it's light. It is 17 by 7 inch Limerick white square resin planter for $29.98. They do have a couple of them, which is nice. These are pretty down here, although I think they are, oh no, these are light. 19 inches, stone-like finished. I mean, look at that's super pretty. Now they are $69.98 each. It's a little much for my budget right now. I love them though. This guy is similar in fashion, but still pretty light. It has that texture, that concrete texture to it. And it is $64.98. Still a little pricey for what I'm looking for. They do have those up there, but I don't really like the look of them, although the price is nice. Here's another stone-like finish, 16.5 inches. I mean, it's got some weight to it, right? It's not like the styrofoam, so it's got some nice weight to it. It looks really pretty. $50 each. Still a little much for me. And then over here is plastic and terracotta. All right, well, there's one other area with containers that I'm gonna go check out. But right now, these are fitting the look I want, and they're also fitting the price point I want. Okay, so they have a ton more containers over here. These are all the heavy ceramic containers, or at least some of them are. See, like these, I like these square ones, and these are the light, but not the color I want. I want them to look more concrete. These are all heavy. Oh, I see some light colored ones over there. Let's go look. They might be the same ones that I've already seen. Let's go see. Yeah, I think these are the same planters. So I've liked them twice now. I like them. I like them a lot. I wish there were 2 different sizes. All right, let me make a decision. Okay, so I've got both the planters in here. This was kind of the direction I was going. Now, inside these planters are going to be some perennials that have really tall linear flowers. And they are perennials that tend to spread, and I don't want that to happen. So that's why I'm wanting to incorporate them in containers. I don't know if these containers are going to be, this is going to be their final home, or if this is just a starting point, because I've actually started working on this side up to this point, and then we're going to be working over here. So I think it would be really nice to have some containers tucked in some different areas over there. So anyway, I'm going to leave these for a few days, look at them, decide if I want to move them around before I decide to fill them up with anything like that. I feel like that's always a good measure of thumb, just to put something in its place, leave it there and observe it for a while before you make a final decision. Now, if I do decide to add these in place, I will do just like what I did over here on these containers, and I will install a concrete pad. You know, just one of those concrete pads that you can like go ahead and get. You see it down there. And I'll level it, and then I'll place the pot on it. Now these pots are actually getting moved, and we're going to have bigger containers right here. So these are going to be moved as well. So a lot of maneuvering around, learning, enjoying. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's super fun harvesting beautiful blooms like this. I love making arrangements with them. They bring me so much joy every single day. All right, as always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.